And she may not have performed with the Eurythmics, but she's performed with lions, giraffes, elephants, tigers and Stephen Tompkinson. Manor Farm should be a breeze in the park then. Swapping Leopard's Den for our den. Actress Dawn Steele on why she really is a country girl at heart. And so, but first to two ladies with a flair for the dramatic. One in TV dramas like Monica the Glen, Wild at Heart and currently Holby. The other, well, just as herself. Welcome to Dawn Steele and the singing whirlwind that is Leslie Garrett.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you both here. Do you know what I love about this programme is our ability to mix up people who may or may not have met previously, but you two did meet previously.
We have, but not for 15 years, yeah.
No, well, when the researcher called me, she said, oh, you'll be on with Leslie, and I was like, oh, we did Fame Academy for Comic Relief together. But yeah, I think it was 15 years ago.
So you were singing.
And I was
kind of.
Oh, are you
kind
still
of singing.
Are you still speaking?
Very nice too.
No, Leslie was a very nice judge. She was a kind judge. And we had Craig as well on it.
Yes.
A very young Craig, not that he's old.
Yes, because I'd just done Strictly. That's right, because I did the very first ever Strictly back in 2004, and Craig and I ended up being judges together on Fame Academy.
Yeah.
That's right, I've forgotten that.
With Cat Deely was presenting.
Yes.
And that year who won it, it was Edith Bowman won it.
Wonderful, actually.
But we had a great year. We had like Nick Knowles, we had Reggie Yates, Adrian Edmondson.
Yeah. I seem to remember I said I
talks.
wanted to have Aid Edmondson's babies at one point. I was quite fond of him.
Well, clearly. Well, I hope you were. If you said
Good.
that.
He was very inventive, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He did that thing in the ski boots, leaning forward. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really
And then they were in
incredible.
beds as well.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes my friends like do, I don't know why I'm saying this because now people will Google it, but they do Google it just to hear me singing Carpenters very badly. Yeah, it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done.
Well, actually, I was quite scared because it was the first time I'd ever judged, and I was trying to be all serious and,
and live.
But haven't you got to decide, Leslie, whether you want to be a Craig Revel Horwood or, not that he's bad, because my wife, who's a dance teacher, always agrees with Craig on Strictly, but you've got to be fair but not too harsh, or do you want to be the baddie?
No, I never want to be the baddie, and if you're with Craig, there's absolutely no need to be. But with I love Craig because he just tells it exactly as he sees it, and you can't fault that. He's being so honest. I mean, it's painful sometimes how honest he is, and I used to feel I had to sort of mop up after him. Because I could see the person, the lip dithering by the person he just decked.
But you see, accomplished actress, but bag of nerves, presumably, or something like that.
Well, I think singing live, I think, is probably singing.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's live. Is one of the most exposing things. I think you can do. There's something about it that's coming from your gut. That's just so
it's a
kind
vehicle
of
for your emotions. And if you're feeling nervous or upset, it will immediately show in your voice.
I feel a masterclass coming on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
More chat coming up from Leslie and Dawn later. Should follow this up, really. Leslie, there's some Madeira cake there. Just help yourself. Dawn, there's some safari cupcakes for you. See, look, you'd like that.
Oh, I like it.
But from the Scottish Highlands to the South African bush to, well, right here in Hampshire, she likes a round trip. Dawn Steele reveals her passion for gardening, growing all her own vegetables and savouring fruit from her lemon tree. It's the simple things in life. But first, she's made of strong stuff. Steele by name, Steele by nature. No stranger to the natural world, albeit under a blistering sun, in the African bush with elephants and lions for neighbours. And she was always so calm. Easy, boy. There we go. They say never work with children and animals. What about elephants? I mean, how many takes to get an elephant to do all that?
That's so funny seeing that again. It's so nice. To be fair, I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. But yeah, I seem to work with only animals and children, and yeah. But it was, I mean, amazing. That was one of my most favourite jobs I've ever done.
I was going to say, because you must have lived in Africa for ages.
Yeah, so it was like a 6-month shoot, and I think I did it for 5 years, I think. I can't remember because I got pregnant in the show, so fake pregnant. And then I got really pregnant in real life, so they just kept me pregnant.
So this is the longest pregnancy ever?
It was like an elephant, yeah, so they were saying, the pregnancy of an elephant, yeah. So yeah, it was 6 months. You would be away from home and you would have like a week in between to go back home. But yeah, one of those really special jobs. Yeah, I miss it.
So you did Wild at Heart from 2009 to 2013, but back in 2000... that's when we got Monarch of the Glen.
Yeah.
Up with Susan Hampshire and Julian Fellows has gone on to do other things like Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I mean, he's done all right. I'm not worried about his career, no. Yeah, weirdly, I got an email the other day from our producer, Douglas Ray, about something else, and he said, isn't it nice that we're still in touch after 23 years? I was like, thanks for reminding me of that. But yeah, that was my first job, really, my first big job from drama school. Yeah, so a long time ago.
Straight into a Sunday night series. I mean, that's not bad,
can you believe it? If I'd known that now, you know, you would have been... I think I was just so full of just out of drama school, I've got this... I don't even realise what a big job that was at the time, you know. I really, now looking back on it, I was like, I mean, number one, very, very lucky to just start a job like that and work with all those, you know, Richard Pryor, Susan Hampshire. I didn't even know. I remember, I didn't even know what a mark was or how to hit it, you know, that you hit before so you're in the right place for the camera. And because at drama school, we didn't really get a lot of that. You know, it was mainly classical, you know, it was theatre, it was, you know, a little bit of television and film, but I just went straight into that. So,
but your first job should be in Scotland as well. For a Scot is rather nice. Or were you desperate to get away from home? And the first job is in Scotland.
It was in Scotland, I know. And I posted a picture on Instagram the other day because I had a dream about Monarch of the Glen, a really weird dream where I was filming and then I wasn't, and they were like, you can't come in. Weird. But anyway, I posted this picture about with me and Al and Hamish, just saying how nostalgic I felt, you know, when you wake up and you have a nice dream. And the amount of messages I had, no matter what I post, if I post anything about Monarch of the Glen, people are so nice about it, and they're like, "Oh, we wish it would come back, and we love it," and you know, it would be amazing.
The variety's been great, hasn't it? So we had Scotland there, we had, you know, Wild at Heart over in Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's Holby City. You're stuck in
now it's Elstree.
Elstree.
Elstree and Borehamwood. It's glamorous, yeah.
Have you hit that thing yet where people expect you to be able to perform an operation?
People always do ask me, and I'm like, please never ask me anything. I can't remember a single line. I can't remember anything medical, like, because you get so much of it, as you can imagine. This, you know, we do lots and lots of scenes a day, so you're constantly, you know, you put stuff in and then it just goes straight back out. So anything medical, no. I mean, listen, I'm quite good at the stitching. I can do a few stitches. I don't think it would last. I think it would definitely burst open. But we've got these amazing, you know, real surgeons there, you know, and they're always there. We've got amazing nurses as well who are there every day. So they'll say, you know, where everything goes and, you know, where all the tubes come out. But then on the actual surgery scenes, we have got proper surgeons there. Because even things like you don't think about the way you stand in surgery. You know, you have to stand with your hands like this or clasp like this because you're completely sanitised. You can't touch it. You know, and when as you first start, I was like that. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's you. You would have to get completely washed and changed, and then how you hold the equipment, you know, things like that. So yeah, I have learned a lot, but I don't ever really retain it.
Yeah.
You know.
Do they stand there then? You're midway through a scene and somebody goes,
"Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do it like that." He's dead. Yeah. No, they will come in and say, oh yeah, don't stand like that. And sometimes you're kind of hunched over because you're a bit nervous, you know, and they're like, no, you need to relax. You know, these people do this every single day, you know, lots of surgeries.
So it's actually very interesting.
It's really interesting. I love it. There's a lot of the actors on Holby don't really like the surgery scenes sometimes because it's very long days and you're in a very small space and you've got your mask. I mean, the irony now of the mask wearing. I'm like, that's fine, we're used to that, you know. But you're covered in blood and fake blood. And so you can't really do very much. I love it because I find it challenging. And that's why I quite like playing a doctor. You know, you get to do things that you would never, ever do in real life.
How like Ange are you? I mean, she's quite a tough, stubborn.
Isn't she?
So,
yeah. She's had a tough paper round, I think, Ange, you know, as they say in Glasgow. She's had quite a lot happening to her, you know, over the time. And I kind of, when I came into Holby, I hit the ground running, you know, with such a massive story that really kind of introduced Ange, but kind of maybe not in the best way. She doesn't take any prisoners, really, you know, but it's good, you know. She's NHS through and through, you know, and she's not into all the private hospitals and all that. She's just like, you know, proper working class girl.
Have you felt an additional kind of resonance with Holby since lockdown and since the NHS has really come to the forefront of our minds? Has that given you, in a way, an extra sort of zing in that performance?
Yeah. I mean, we came back after lockdown. We came back in July and we filmed a COVID episode that aired in November. And it was just so weird doing it. It felt wrong, kind of weirdly as well. But what we had to do was try and portray what was going on at the time. And I hope we did it justice. But you know, all the stories that everyone's read, and you were trying to kind of even mimic the makeup. Like we had to do our own makeup with, you know, the lines that they had from all the PPE and. But you really, because we do work with real nurses who are on our set, hearing stories from our nurse Lisa was just, it's heartbreaking, and hardly any of it could go in because it's shown on an 8 o'clock, you know, 8 o'clock. And, you know, and there was a lot of people going, well, it's not like it actually really is. And you're like, well, it is at the end of the day, it's a drama.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a documentary, and we're trying to portray it as best we can. And especially in, you know, we're still doing a 2-metre distance and rule with filming, so that's all a bit tricky. But you wanted to do it justice for the people that are actually working on the front line. But again, you felt like you were just an actor, kind of not really doing very much to help the whole thing. But, you know. But
you did.
Yeah, well, I hope so, yeah.
They tell me that you're a keen gardener now, then.
I know, I am. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a very good gardener. But I did get my 2 raised beds, and I've grown quite a lot. And last year, I grew 1 broccoli head, one, yeah, and 2 cauliflowers.
Yes.
And then loads of other stuff.
That's
you know,
okay.
I did beetroot coming out of my ears. I did too much beetroot. I'm kind of now learning only do what you would eat.
And lemons for your gin and tonic again.
Listen, we've got a little lemon tree, and we got 3 lemons last year. And we brought it indoors, but I took it outside yesterday, and we've not got any. I had a couple of flowers, but.
Oh, it's a bit early for it to go out.
OK, I'm going to bring it back in.
Yeah, bring it back in.
Alan says bring it back in, I will.
They don't like frost.
Yeah.
Well, I think 3 lemons, 2 cauliflowers and a broccoli head is worth celebration.
Oh, no, honestly, I got way more than that, all my tomatoes, everything. But I wish I'd now done more broccoli, because I just thought, this will never work.
But Dawn, every year you learn, and it does work. And some things don't work for all of us. Things go wrong. You have crop failures. The thing is to celebrate the ones that really do come and to learn from, I don't need to grow a 15-foot row of lettuce because I haven't got a family of rabbits.
Yeah,
you know, if I do, I'll sow it in 2-foot lengths every 2 weeks.
Right,
you know,
OK.
so.
I should be writing all this down. One exciting thing is I'm getting a greenhouse from my friend. Yeah, my friend's going to give me one. My friend Shelley was like, we've got this, we're not going to use it, do you want it? I was like, so I'm excited, because then I can get all the tomatoes in there.
Yes.
And yeah.
How exciting. I get excited for other people when they get greenhouses.
I know.
As well. I've just got a new propagator and I'm in 7th heaven. It's wonderful.
I've
even got little lights on the top of it that I can give extra daylight. Yeah.
See, now you're showing off. Yeah, I can sit. My dream is I'm sitting in my greenhouse listening to the Archers. Cool, hey?
You're such a cool dude. Definitely. Lovely to talk to you.
Oh,
All
thank
the
you
best
so
with
much.
Holby.
Thank you.